You might thinking if there is a property can make elements display in different positions in the page, and how to make it able to be seen wherever the user scrolls horizontally or vertically. So in this lesson, I will answer all of these questions by explaining position property in CSS. Position property specify the type of positioning method used for an element. There are 5 different positions: static, fixed, relative, absolute, sticky. So let us start with the first one, which is static. So the elements are positioned static by default, like this. This paragraph by default in the right, and this is the space from top, and this is a default space from left, like this. So this is called static. How simple is that? Now let we move to the second position, which is relative. This style will adjust the element's position by setting the top, right, bottom, and left properties. So let me try it on this element, the first element here. So let me select this element, relative, and add. But first let me add a background color, and add a color. Then let me add a width, make a width for it, 150 pixels, and let me make padding 5 pixels. Then let me make the position. So position, and let me select relative. So here the first element has a position relative. So it will stick in the default place until we specify the top, right, bottom, left property. So I will just specify left and top. So let me, for example, make the left 50 pixels and make the top, for example, 200 pixels. Let me see. So now the position for the element changed according to the specified properties, left and top. We can make bottom or we can make right. It's up to you. So that's how relative position works. Let me now move to fixed position. So fixed position will make the element stays in the same place even if the page is scrolled. And using the properties top, left, bottom, and right, we will make the element stick in the place that we want. So let me try. So first let me make the page able to scroll. And let me make its height so large so we can scroll. So let me make it 50 centimeter. Nice. So now we can scroll down. Then let me now specify the same style, but we will edit it. So here is fixed. Now let me make the background orange and the color green, and here change the relative position to be fixed. Let me try now. So as you see now, it's over the relative position, but the point is it will stick in the center or in this place like this even if we scroll down or scroll up. Vice versa, the relative position, you see that we can't see the relative position if we scroll down. So let we make it stick in the bottom 0 and in the right 0. So it will stick here in this place. Wherever we scroll down, scroll up, wherever the screen is small or big screen, it will stick in this place, whatever the circumstances. Then position absolute. This style makes the element position relative to the nearest positioned ancestor. And if the element doesn't have any ancestor, it will use the document body. What is the meaning of all of this? So let me try so we can understand well. So the same thing, let we add here the style, and this time is absolute. Now let me make the background purple and the color, let me take this one, and the same width and padding, but the position will be absolute. Let me try now. So now the position for the element change it, but change it according to the body, because here, let me see, yeah, here the absolute division doesn't have any ancestor. In another meaning, doesn't wrapped by another division. So as you see here, the absolute division displayed kind of near to the relative division. Why, but not matched. Why they aren't matched? Because the absolute division now displayed according to the body, not according to the relative division. What is the meaning? Let me explain. So here the relative and the absolute divisions has the same position from left and the same position from top, but they aren't matching. Let me try here the position for the relative to make it 0 from left. So as you see, there is a space by default. So relative division displayed according to the default. But if we make here, let me just return it back and make here the absolute 0. So now it's stick to the end without any position from left, without any space from left. So the absolute division display according to the whole body. I hope I could reach this point well. So this is the difference. So now because the absolute division doesn't have any ancestor or doesn't wrap with any other division, so it will position according to the body. But what if we take here the division absolute and make it here within the relative division? So now it's wrapped with relative division. Let me see what will happen. So it will take the position or position according to the relative division. So relative 0 from the relative division. So the relative division is displayed in this place. So it will display in the same place from left. And here from top, it will far from the relative division 200 pixels. If we make it 100 pixels, so it will display far from the relative division 100 pixels. But what if we change here the left and make it 40 pixels? So both of them will be shifted to the left 10 pixels. So they are kind of connect to each other. So let we return it back and continue. So it will display in the same place of the fixed position, but from left. But when we scroll, so the absolute division will appear or will be in the top of the page, and the fixed position will be fixed in the same place. Nice. So just remain sticky position. So sticky position make the element position based on the user's scroll position. It toggles between relative and fixed. So it acts like a relative position until we reach a certain offset or certain position, then it will act as a fixed position. Let me show you an example so you can understand it, and then let me try. So here for Google use this property or this position. But first let me search about anything like CSS. And let me try to scroll down. So now we can see the search bar. But until we reach a certain position, the search bar will be appeared like this. So let me try now. So here let me take the same style, but the background color, let me make it green. But let me edit here the color and make it this one. Nice. And the color here, let me make it white. And let me remove here the width. I wanted to take the whole page or the whole width of the screen. And here the position will be sticky. And I will specify just from top. So make top 0. Let me try. So here the position, but there is something wrong. Yeah, I forgot to change the class to be sticky. So here is the position. Let me add here just text align and make it center. Nice. So it will display in this place. Why displayed in this place? I think we specified the top to be 0, so it should be displayed in the top of the page without any space. And also if the position doesn't work, so it should appear after the absolute division. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. The sticky division display according to the default, like the relative position. So it will display after the relative position or below the relative position. But we specified here the position for this division relative to be in this position from top and from left. Let me try. So if we scroll down, so it will stick in top 0. When the position from top, so there is no space from top, it will stick in the top of the page like this. And if we change here to be 20 pixels, so when the position is 20 pixels from top, it will stick in this position. So it acts between relative and fixed. So we can display it in any place inside the page using relative position. But when the users try to scroll, it will stick at this position. So if we here specify it from left 20 pixels, but of course we have to decrease the width. So let me make it 150 pixels. So it will be in this position. From left there is a space 20 pixels, and the same thing from top. But the 20 pixels from top is according to the relative position. I told you that it displayed after the relative position. If we remove the style for the relative position, So the top is 20 pixels from the relative position. So as you see, it's equal to the space from the left. They are equal, 20 pixels. So the space is from the relative position. And when we scroll up, the same space from top will be exist. When we scroll at this position, you see that the sticky division cover the relative division like this. So how we can get the relative division in the top and also the absolute division. So I will add another style to the sticky. This style called index, and it will be equal to -1. So it will be in the back, and any element inside the page will be in the front of this element. So let me try. So now we can see the relative division, and also the same thing will be for the absolute division. Any element inside the page will be in the front of this division. So that's everything about position and the four methods or the four properties to make a position. So try to practice this style, and if there is a question or something you don't understand well, don't hesitate to ask me. So good luck and see you next time.